Hi, how's it going? 421 Vlog 2023, 9:46 in the morning. What sound was that? It was like a ding sound. I'm currently, actually right now, I'll show when maybe when I'm done with the video. Oh wow, all of a sudden it's working. Before I was having to wait for so long just to paste. This morning I got up and I tried to paste some things on my pages and then I pasted it and it was just spinning around forever. Oh look, now they're starting really fast. Like 10 minutes, it just wouldn't paste. So then I was like, I'd have to just open up 5 pages at a time instead of all like 16 of them. I just hit paste and yep, look, it just pasted. Wow, so all of a sudden it's fast. See, I was gonna do my video while I'm pasting because it was taking like 5 minutes to paste. But then all of a sudden it's pasting, so maybe I shouldn't do the video. Because now I'm just working and doing the video at the same time. See, this will probably just take a couple seconds, won't it? So anyways, yeah, last night. Yeah, look, it just pasted. Well, that's good. Last night, fuck it, I'm just gonna work as I do this video. Hope you don't mind. Last night, I was gonna try to paste these, the side grid onto my future pages. I figured I'd be done in like a couple of hours, but then towards the night, like on the 21, like halfway through, like the 21 to 2050 to 2100 page, it just like got stuck. So then I restarted the computer and did a few less, got stuck. Then was getting stuck only on South Europe, so then I had to restart the whole computer. Go to only South Europe, and then it back. I pasted it, and it wasn't even a big page. So, I don't know. So then I finally crashed, and then I got up. I was up until like pretty early, like 4. And then I got up at 9:30. It's 9:48 now. So I only got like 4 hours of sleep or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'll take a maybe I'll take a nap later. I'm not yawning because I'm tired. I'm not tired at all. I'm yawning because I'm talking. But yeah. So I'm on like page 2,500 to 3,000, and right now, and I'm gonna open up like the last, I guess, the third out of 4 sections of 5 pages, because I'm doing it in 5 pages of 5 sections. Oh wow, look, already opened them. I don't have to though. Maybe the next one I won't because the computer's warmed up. The computer sometimes will just barely work for no reason, and then sometimes all of a sudden it'll just work really fast. And so right now is one of those times that it's working. So today at 4 o'clock, it's 9:50 now. Today at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna take my 2015 Mac over to the Mac store and drop it off and have them refurbish it. My mom said she had hers refurbished, and it only costed $75. So I think I've had the battery replaced on that once, but not like refurbished. I have to refurbish it because like stuff gradually started not working, like, and it still works fast and stuff, but like first it worked. Well, it crashes all the time. First it would start to crash all the time, so I had to just, like on Dreamweaver, so I had to just ditch it because of that. But like, and then it wouldn't connect to external hard drives, and then the mouse wasn't working right. Like I'd have to hit it really hard to open it because it always opened the other thing, but then I realized it was because the mouse pad was peeling off the top of the computer. Like the whole front left part of it's completely off because it's, I guess, overheated and really loud. So I tried to drag and drop some like just a few like porn images off of it onto my external, and I couldn't do it. I would drag it and it would go there and then just get stuck. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So I just deleted it. Just because the computer was just crumbling. So now there's nothing on there except for my website, personal stuff. So I'm just going to throw that in, and yeah, I guess if they have to delete everything on there, it's no big deal. I did want to do a check to make sure that it doesn't have anything on Google Earth on there that nothing else has, but I'm pretty much sure it doesn't, and I pretty much looked at it because I have had problems of losing things, but I don't think it's from a lack of like dragging and dropping correctly. I think I lose stuff because it gets evaporated off of my computer by Apple. It's another problem. But, and then that maybe coinciding with my server deleting all of my gigs, which they used to do until I got real with them, and they haven't done that for like a year, so. And now they give me 40 gigs, so that's good. And that, by the way, I don't think 40 gigs, I asked for 100. I don't think 40 gig, it's Glowhost. I don't think 40 gigs is going to be enough for me in the end. But by then, my website will look so cool, I'll get more. So yesterday, I was doing like, went to my mom's house and I was batch editing, and because I was kind of like wanted to put like rainbows on the numbers of the centuries and the names of the countries, and then but it didn't work throughout all of them. And then I realized I didn't want to do that anyway. I only want one thing to flash like a rainbow, and that's the name of it right there, a square in the middle. But I do want every country to be its own whatchamacallem, font, because countries are like individual, like people. Yeah, and so I'm going to use the same font. I might do that today when I'm done with this. But after I do this, I have to then copy the table of the timeline and then put it inside of the grid for all of the whole future, which is like 16 times 8 or something. But yeah, when I get around to, hopefully later today, well, if the computer doesn't freeze, now for sure, like West Europe, for some reason it always gets like frozen. Hopefully it doesn't crash. There's only 3 pages open, and this is barely on. Anyway, yeah, this is one of the episodes where the computer's barely working. But what I was gonna do was the fonts for the countries. So I have fonts already set up for various different countries. It's fun getting fonts to personalize for different things. I did that for my homepage, actually, for all the different and I was going to do for astrological signs. I did it for, can't remember, but, I did it for the top part, my top menu that I'm going to replace on my site. Yeah, but, on the countries, I have, all the different fonts on the countries for the free audio history books. It's on my education page, and so I'm going to find out what get those, CSS files on, and use those, attach those to the different countries, and then the ones that I don't have them for, create them, and then just replace. I don't think I can batch edit it. I'll try it. but I don't think I can batch edit an entire table that has like a bunch of countries across it. I think it's too much for the computer to handle, so I'll have to just open all the pages and manually paste it all in, which I've done a few times. So I'll make sure that I'll do a lot of edits though on it. I'm gonna make sure that all of the flags for all the countries that I'm on link to their Google Earth file, because most of my countries, and then if I don't have one, just make one and link it to it in case I have one later, because I have Google Earth, really good Google Earth files for these countries, and so that's the perfect spot to put it, dude. So so that I like it. When there's lots of edits I do, it's all right. I won't fret too much if I have to manually just paste a bunch of stuff on over the course of like a whole day, but not if the fucking computer is just frozen. This is stupid as hell. Like, here, let's go to force quit. Yeah, look, see this. I don't like it when this happens because I just restarted the computer, right? So it's not like I can't restart the computer again. And this is a tiny little page, and I'm just pasting one little table, and it's just spinning around. And not responding, and the computer was just working really well. So it could have something to do with some kind of corruption in the page, which is making it take forever. Some of these, but this is one of the pages that extends beyond the page. I have some of these pages that extend beyond the screen, so I have to figure out what that's about. When a table doesn't fit in the screen, you don't know why, because there's no but I think maybe there was something down below. I don't know. Oh, actually, no, on the ones on the top, there's nothing that would have pushed it out, right? So it's like some kind of corruption, like what I was talking about before with the text. So anyway, I'm totally digging these Great Courses Plus lectures. I must be paying for it. I'm gonna go into my Apple phone and see if it's in my subscriptions and see how much I'm paying, because I think I got a trial. It was like a week trial, because I really wanted to listen to like maybe a Peloponnesian War lecture, and then I forgot to cancel the trial before the week. And then I went and searched a bunch of history books and stumbled across these Great Courses Plus, which happened to be free, but then I think I'm realizing maybe they're not, because I'm paying for it. And then I'm accessing it through Audible, because they have a deal with Audible. I'm gonna have to go and look, or maybe they're just free, but I have like a vague memory of it. My memory's not that good. But the fact of the matter is, I'm totally digging them. I'm like addicted to them. Like, I listen to them all the time. It's funny because at the very beginning of the Great Courses Plus, they're like, if you listen to just an hour a day, you can finish a University Course Plus in just a week. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I finished these in like 2 days. Why would you just listen to it an hour a day? Why not listen to it 15 hours a day? It's interesting. So, I finished Ottoman yesterday, and now I'm starting the Renaissance, which is interesting, and it's 24 hours worth. So, and then there's like 3 more after this that I really want to hear, that are gonna expire in like a week, at the beginning of May. So, I maybe shouldn't have downloaded so many. I should have only downloaded a couple at a time, because I didn't need to download so many. And then I could have downloaded the other ones in May, and then they would have given me until June. So, so I won't do that again. So, or maybe I could re-download them again. We'll see. But, and then there's a couple more after that. So yeah, I'll just find all of them. Fuck it. Now, I don't know what the deal with this computer is. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I hate it when this happens. This is the kind of crap that you have to deal with when you do what I do. Like a normal person wouldn't have to deal with this. Or if they open Dreamweaver, they can just open up a Dreamweaver page and it'll open. But with me, yeah, and also a normal person can just do a goddamn YouTube video, and they don't have to yawn throughout the whole fucking video. But me, I have to yawn throughout the whole video. I shouldn't complain. Like I don't have to work. I just work on my computer. But yeah, a normal person would be able to buy a car stereo and use it. Not me. The next day, my mom has to give away $16,000 and not ever have a car stereo because I just bought it with money I don't have. Yeah, so I don't know what the deal is. This computer, I just restarted it, and I think maybe it's West Europe. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's just a tiny little page. The only thing that this page consists of is this tiny little table, right? And so then I'm pasting on one tiny little table, but it just doesn't want to do it. And there's only 3 pages open, 3 of these tiny little pages open, and it just can't do it because it's like all of a sudden it got sick, and it was working really well at the beginning of this video, as you recall. Like it was working like too fast. So I don't know what the deal is. I think it's frozen. I'm gonna have to just open this page one at a time, and you know, I mean, I have to get it done, so I have to open up one at a time if I have to. And just find out whatever its limit is, and then just restart the computer a bunch of times. And there are those things you can do. Those like rebooting things. Like it's like the equivalent of a defrag. It's where I can't even remember. I should do those procedures because I use my computer so much. I should do those procedures like a lot more frequently than I do. Like on a regular basis. I should do it. Like I should ask them how often they recommend it, but I should do it like once a month. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. In fact, I'm gonna do it now. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and force quit. And then I have West Africa, West Asia, and West Europe to open. Those are the only ones left that I have to do. But this isn't responding. So here we are, force quit. So now Dreamweaver is down there already on my bar, so all I have to do is double click it, and then it restarts. And Dreamweaver, when it does that, it could take a long ass time to restart, like 20 minutes just to restart. So one reason maybe it could take so long is because I have all of those fonts. No, but you have to have all of those fonts. Like there's no, even if it makes my, see look, it already says no responding. Now another thing that happens when the computer all of a sudden doesn't work like that, you do, the first thing I do is I check for updates. Because if the computer needs a software update, it's not going to be able to open up a Dreamweaver right, but it is up to date. And sometimes if you did an update like a week before, you should do it. You should check anyway, because sometimes they have an update, and then next week they'll have another one, even though they normally do them every couple of months, whatever. So, anyway, so yeah, hopefully the computer won't freeze like this when I put the tables back into the, this is the future, which hasn't really been built yet, you know? So the tables are probably smaller than the grid I'm putting it into, so it won't crash as easily. So, but I want to get this over with. I thought it was going to be fast, but once I get this over with, I can finally get going on those fonts. Yeah, I'm hooked on the fonts now. I have a really awesome system set up for fonts. So what I do is, like, for example, if I want to do a font the next thing I'm going to try to do is, because I added the images yesterday, but I want to do like a font of the astrology, because I have my astrology chart on my front page. So I want each astrology sign to be its own font, particular to that astrology sign. Like I'm pulling out all stops for the detail on my front page and my education page. All of my front pages have 100%, have their detail settings at 100%, meaning time is not an object. So like I will put, if I think it'll make it look cooler, then I'll do it. So I ornate my website like how the Renaissance Italians ornated the Florence Cathedral and stuff, just everywhere. So yeah, so that makes sense to have each astrological sign have its own font particular to it. But how do you have an astrological sign as its own font? Like, because I typed astrological signs font. I mean, they had one font like astrology where you have little astrological signs weaved into the letters. And so I wanted to do something like that. So I just chose like a fancy font to mean astrology. But if I want to do one, there's actually a sign called Leo, which I was going to use for Leo. But for some reason I couldn't activate it on Adobe, and I don't have it, so whatever. Maybe Adobe changed the way they activate, I don't know, but or that's not available, I don't know. They showed it, but it's not available some other way, I don't know. But so what I do is I'll look at like a astrological sign, and then I'll just pinpoint their personality traits, and then I'll see what font is for that personality trait, and then you just plug that in, right? So there's always a way to figure out a font for something that's appropriate for it. And the way that I would figure out what font, because you would Google what's the font for this, and okay, and then somebody would be like, oh, there's these fonts are appropriate for that, and then I search them, but it turns out I don't have them. And so what I do is I just look at my font list, and I look for a font that looks similar to the font that I'm looking for. And so I have all my fonts all on Flickr. I look at it on Flickr because they're all together, and then I just scroll down on Flickr and I scan through and I find something. So yeah, it's a system. So here's my Dreamweaver. It's still starting, but it looks like it's starting. It's got that big circle going around it. Hope it doesn't get stuck on there. So that's good news that it got through the little mini window. Now you're spinning around on this. Oh, and look, it just opened. Well, there we are, and it opened on a page. So here, let's see if it pastes. I'm just curious. Oh no, it hasn't loaded yet. So yeah, and then I'm gonna do so all the countries on my timeline. I think I'll figure out which fonts to use, and then the way that I'll edit it. I'll see if I can batch edit it on there. And if I can't, I'll just, actually I think maybe it'll be faster. Yeah, it'll be faster. Maybe to just paste the whole thing on. If I can't batch edit the individual ones on, or if I can't batch edit the whole one on. But man, I was gonna say something about batch editing. Can't remember. Oh, look, it just pasted. God damn it, that takes forever. Just forgot what I was gonna say. So, whatever. Yeah. So I'm glad that it at least can batch edit. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can work on the computer and batch edit at the same time. Like, I was batch editing this thing yesterday that just took forever. It took like an hour. What was I batch editing? And it didn't, because I was doing it on the whole country, on the whole website. Like I have, it didn't work on this one. I have on my website, on a lot of pages, not my future timeline, a lot of things are different on it, but almost all of my pages, I have a ticker. I have like how many hits my pages have. And I don't know how many pages on my website. I have like 650 on my timeline, but it's like thousands. And then on the right side, I have how many visitors I've had on that page. And so I wanted to have like a UFO shining light over a person to signify a visitor, and then I have an eyeball to signify the views. So I was batch editing an icon of a UFO shining a light over a person to go right in front of the visitors, for my ticker on every single page on my website, which is like thousands of pages. And that's why it took like an hour to do. But I was working on the site and I was doing things like, I think, adding icons and stuff. And I noticed the computer was really slow. And, but then I noticed that it was still batch editing. So it can batch edit and you can work on the computer at the same time. So I thought that was cool because it's batch editing stuff in the background, which means you can't undo it, but that's why you just save it, the whole folder, somewhere else first before you do the batch edit. But, so yeah, I thought that was, so I'm just going to go get batch edit crazy and just batch edit whatever I can. And if stuff doesn't batch edit correctly, I just go in and I batch edit in the folder that it didn't batch edit correctly in, and on my timeline and my website. And yeah, hopefully it'll work out. And so yeah, I'm doing a lot of cool like surface level stuff on my website right now, which is exciting as hell because I've been working on this website for so long that if I wait this long to do such like simple things, I'm only going to open up 5 pages. Then, oh wow, those just fucking flashed up. I bet you it's going to paste like in a second. Watch. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, I guess I was wrong. 6, 1,000. Just pasted right up. When it took the other page that was the same size, it never did. I had to restart the goddamn program. It's just weird that way, man. And computers, they get tired, like all of a sudden they won't work. Look, that one was even less. That was like 4 seconds. Anyways, I shouldn't complain that now all of a sudden the computer's working. So, I was watching, every once in a while I stumble across some YouTube channel. I don't even think I subscribe to it, but they're like recaps of movies, just random independent films. And it's cool because it's like, you don't have to watch the movie. Like there's this movie called The Tower about these girls who climb up on a tower and like one of them dies. And I didn't watch the movie, but I watched the dude's recap of the movie, and I totally enjoyed watching the recap. And I have no desire to watch the movie because I feel like I watched the movie. And I love movies, like just because they're stories. I love stories. And so there's this one movie of a really cool concept that I never thought about, but I think it's a great concept for a movie. And it's this guy. He's a college like history professor. And it turns out that he's been alive for 14,000 years. He's a Cro-Magnon. And he finally one night is hanging out with his friends, and he decided he would like tell the truth that he's been alive for 14,000 years and that he was Jesus. And that he got crucified for like on accident. And that the resurrection from the cave, that was him trying to escape, not being noticed, and his friends saw him, and he tried to explain it away, but they didn't believe him, and it turned into the legend, and that's why he doesn't believe in Christianity, because he was Jesus. I thought that was funny as hell. And but I don't know. There's just so many goddamn. That's like a movie that everybody should try to make. There's so many different directions you could go with that. and like the writers, they copped it out. They were like, oh, I don't remember. If you have to remind me and then I'll remember. So that's kind of how he didn't have insights. But you could write fiction stories where the person has all kinds of crazy insights and experiences. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, and I didn't get to the end of the video. Maybe I should have. Shows my concentration. Anyway, I have like a lot of weed. I can't remember how much, but I got it on 420 deals, and I blew like $330. So I think maybe I can smoke a little bit extra, and it's good if I'm extra high because I think I work better when I'm high. Because like, this is what I was gonna say before. I'm noticing. See, I've been doing this forever. I've been working on my website for like 20 years. But you know, it takes a long time for some things to settle in. And I'm noticing after doing this for so long that I'm finally developing a taste for pages that are totally fucked up. Like before, I would get kind of, hey, I like the idea of doing vlogs and working on the website at the same time. Before I would like, get frustrated that I'm not farther along on my website than I am. But now I kind of feel like I'm far enough along. Like I'm far enough along that I know that I'll be able to finish it and it'll be really cool. But I'm like not freaked out about it. So I'm like developed a taste for fucked up pages. So like I actually want to find a messed up page, like a basic page that's totally needs work before it can even make sense. And I just love that. I just want to find those and like fix them up till they at least make sense, because they're so fucked up that you don't even have to think that much to fix it, you know? It's the ones that are almost done. Those are the ones that tax your brain, because you have all these like artistic decisions, and you know, it's like the final draft of writing something. But if something's totally like it's just rote movement like this, what I'm doing right now, if all I have to do is sit here and do mindless rote movement without using my brain, that's what I want to do, because that means I can listen to these great courses plus lectures and follow along with them. Because if I'm having to think too much on my site, I can't pay attention to what I'm listening to, even if I'm listening to like a college lecture, you know, where the person's all inflecting and emotional about it. So yeah, I mean, and there's so many of those pages. There's so much of that I can do. I was looking at my site. After I do all this, whatever it is I was talking about, what I need to get back to doing icons on my website, you know. Like there's icons for all kinds of stuff on the sports pages that I'm gonna go do. And so it's like last night as this thing was spinning around and I had insomnia. I was up until like 4 or 5 in the morning. I was like, should I look at the website just to get ahead? And then I was like, no, don't even look at the website, because it's just, in that regard, it's a little frustrating, because now you're just looking at stuff that, I need to do that, I need to do that, but you could figure out you need to do this and you need to do that when you open it up and you do it, you know? So it's better to not look at the website at all. Like I don't even look at my website. And that's why I don't even really try to show it to my mom that much, because all I'm gonna see are things that I need to fix. And so it's better, if I'm gonna look at something that I need to fix, it's better to look at it when I'm fixing it. That way I don't have to deal with any kind of stress of like knowing that it's there. So it's kind of like if I plan on wanting to be a triathlete in the future or a bike racer, don't pay attention to triathletes or bike racers now, because that'll stress you out. But at this point, I don't even know if I'm going to do any of that stuff. I think I want to be a weightlifter, but but I have to get to like a plateau with my website, and then I'll start lifting weights maybe an hour a day. But yeah, either way you cut it, my website, I have like 5 or 10 more years left on it. I'm pretty much, or maybe more, because I could get more and more ideas with the timeline or the website. So I'm probably looking at my whole life just belongs to the web. Is only just gonna my whole life is gonna belong to the website. But it's kind of appropriate if you think of it that way, because this world is so fucked up and people are so stupid that if you're a sane person, just to live in this world without fixing the world makes you one of the crazy people. But if you don't participate in the world and then you fix the world, that makes the world like your project, the same that the website was your project. And so I think my website can get so goddamn good. Not goddamn good, I think that was a bad word. I think my website can get so heavenly good or whatever that, yeah, man, it can be, I could explain like whatever. Because I want to explain spiral dynamics. You know, I even started the spiral dynamics page on my site, but I didn't have time to do any work on it because I got going on this stuff, this timeline. So there's so many cool ways to explain that to stupid people. Because we desperately need to explain evolution of like politics and human society to people now, because people are the right wing, they're freaking out like the equivalent of a 2-year-old having a panic attack about the left wing. Like everybody on the left is a child rapist because they support transgenderism and stuff like that. And like what Marjorie Taylor Greene said on 60 Minutes, you should watch that interview. It's crazy. It was like last month. Oh shit, is this thing getting free? Oh man, I forgot to save it. Damn it, I should have saved it. Fuck, I should have saved the other pages. Whatever, you can recover it and then it'll save it then. But yeah, see, it just got stuck. Just out of the goddamn blue. I think the computer does that. Dreamweaver does that. When you, it just needs to like catch up. Like in general. It got like wound up when you do too many things, and then it has to like eventually like unwind. I don't know. So hopefully it's not frozen. So anyway, that gives me a whole lot of extra time. Like most of the time I'm sitting around looking at a computer to spin around. So actually I decided, and I should have done this a long time ago, but I'm glad I'm finally doing it now. Maybe I didn't do it because computers are fast enough, but because this computers are so fucking slow, I'm gonna set up, when I get the computer back, set up a project, a Google Earth project on the other computer, like finishing up something I was doing, like the animals. And so whenever the computer starts spinning around, starts thinking all of a sudden, I can boom, beeline it to the other computer and just start working on my Google Earth project and get obsessed with that. And then I won't even care if this thing's frozen, you know, and then get this unstuck that. So I might do that. So anyways, oh my God, I've been talking for 38 minutes. So tomorrow, but you know, I think I unwound. I said a lot of things that I wanted to say, like, you know, throughout the day. Anybody who has vlogs, you know what I'm talking about. Throughout the day, you think of something, and you're like, I want a vlog about that. That's interesting. You know, and so I think I got out a lot of things that I wanted to vlog about. That's why it's a long video. But yeah, this computer, I hope this computer stops acting crazy. Another thing is, maybe I should have restarted the computer twice. I only restarted it once, and I find that it's, and I found this like over and over again, that the computer works better half the time if you restart it twice. Like, there's something that it does the second time. It can't fix everything the first time. So yeah, restart the computer multiple times. If you're ever in doubt, you know, instead of in doubt, restart the computer. Well, in double doubt, restart it twice or even 3 times, because that's kind of like giving it like a makeover. And also, I saw this on a video a couple years ago. If you want your computer to work well, you have to remember to put it to sleep at night. Tuck it to sleep. Don't just like leave it there and let it put itself to sleep or something. Or don't turn it off, because if you put it to sleep, that is it. You know, literally sleeping. That's it, doing all its regeneration stuff. So maybe that's probably, could it be why my computer's not working right now? Is that I haven't been putting it to sleep enough lately. So, anyways, when I'm done with this video, which is in just a couple seconds, I'm going to smoke a bunch more weed, listen to a little bit of music, and if this fucking thing is still spinning around, I'm gonna have to restart Dreamweaver. God, what a goddamn pain in the ass. But you know what? I think this was the last section. I just hope to God that it doesn't do that when I try to put these back inside of the thing, because that's just not fair. Like why is it just stuck on a tiny little page? Somebody might tell me it's because I have all the fonts on the computer. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Apple and see what they think. But I do have to have all those fonts on the computer, and that's worth it if it makes it slow. And I think you should too. You can download them off my website all at once. And I have a tutorial link on my website on how to do it. It's easy as pie. You just download the folder of the fonts, and then you drag it in to the proper folder. That's all you do. Download it. It takes a minute to download. It's like 2 gigs. And then you drag it over. Boom. And now you have all the fonts installed on your computer, just like that. And then you can go to my website on Mozilla Firefox, and with all the fonts, all of a sudden my website will come alive to you. It's really cool. Alrighty, talk to you tomorrow.